My ex-girlfriend never dreamed that. The first time I asked for leave it was to get married. But she froze for just a second before bursting into laughter. Be sure to invite me for a drink at your wedding sometime. She was convinced I was just throwing a tantrum. But when she actually received my wedding invitation, that once arrogant woman lost her mind, speeding through 108 red lights in a row just to stop my wedding. Miss One ID like to request leave for marriage. My voice was gentle, but the words carried an unyielding resolve. The woman lounging lazily on the sofa paused. Lifting her gaze, she shot me a cold glance. You don't even have a girlfriend. What marriage leave are you talking about? We just got the certificate yesterday. My expression remained calm. In my heart, I'd already decided if Olivia didn't approve, I'd resign on the spot. Olivia stared at me for 2 seconds, then suddenly laughed as if she'd heard a joke. Who did you get the certificate with? Does Mr. Hayes know? The atmosphere turned awkward. A flicker of panic crossed my face. I pursed my lips and said nothing. The certificate had happened so hastily. I hadn't had time to tell anyone yet. Plus her identity was sensitive. Revealing it rashly could lead to unnecessary complications. My wife's identity isn't convenient to disclose. I'll inform my father fully. Thank you for your concern, Miss Wen. I'll handle the handover of my work properly. Absolutely no trouble for the company. Please rest assured. This strictly professional attitude ignited a flame of anger in Olivia Wen's heart, but she forced it down. She smiled without smiling as she looked at me. In this circle, who doesn't know about our relationship? Could the excuse you came up with be any worse? The other end of the line fell silent again. The smile on Olivia Wen's face faded. She was now almost certain that my outburst today was just dissatisfaction over her attention to Lucas Weston, simply because she'd forgotten my birthday. It was just a ploy to play hard to get throwing a little fit, kept by her side as a bed warmer for over 10 years. If it were before, she'd definitely have patiently coaxed me, but the current Olivia Wen had all her focus poured into Lucas Weston, who had just returned home. She had no time to bother with an old flame. She impatiently waved her hand, saying in a tone of complete indifference, do as you like. Remember to invite me for a drink when the time comes. She was convinced I was lying, the sarcasm in her voice practically spilling over. With that, she shooed me out of the office. I was pushed, staggering a few steps, head bowed, my emotions unreadable. Just then Lucas Weston arrived at the company to discuss a partnership. As he passed by me, he glanced at me with an arrogant posture, as if looking at a pile of trash. Go make me a cup of coffee. Miss Wen and I have important matters to discuss. On the surface, I was just the assistant to the CEO, but in reality, my status in the company was practically second in command. Besides Olivia Wen, no one had ever dared speak to me like that. But now, Lucas Weston had the backing to throw his weight around. My fists clenched tight. When everyone thought I couldn't hold back anymore, I silently turned and walked into the pantry. The pantry was empty, surrounded only by the hum of the coffee machine. My turbulent emotions gradually settled. Old memories slowly resurfacing in my mind. Olivia Wen's temper had always been bad. From childhood to now, only I could endure it. I was the son of the Wen family's driver. After my mother passed away, the kind Mr. Wen took me in as an adopted son, letting me live with Olivia Wen, the pampered heiress born with a silver spoon, called an adopted son in name. In truth, I was just a playmate Mr. Wen found for his daughter. The Wen family never skimped on my food or clothing. My father always reminded me to serve the young miss well, so I obeyed Olivia Wen without question, becoming the most loyal dog by her side. Everyone mocked me as a bootlicker, but I didn't care. Olivia Wen represented favoritism, the proud heiress, the young lady, beautiful and noble. Plus, growing up together, falling for her was all too natural. But the inferiority in my heart kept me from ever crossing the line even half a step, until later when Mr. Wen passed away. On his deathbed, he entrusted me to protect her for 10 years. The Wen Corporation teetered on the brink of bankruptcy. Olivia Wen cried her eyes out, lying in my arms. Her voice choked haze. I'm left with only you. You can't abandon me. That night the drunk woman wrapped her arms around my neck, calling my name over and over beneath me. In that moment I could no longer hide my feelings. By day I'd go out desperately securing investments. At night I'd come home willingly serving Olivia Wen. Even in the company's toughest times, I'd rather sell my blood than let the woman I loved lower her standard of living. Touching my arm full of needle marks, Olivia Wen cried and said, for the rest of my life there'll always be a place for you in my heart. I thought that was enough. I became her secret lover, hidden from the light, doing everything a lover should but never acknowledged publicly. Until a few days before my birthday, Olivia Wen took the initiative to suggest going public. I was so excited I couldn't sleep all night. That very night I ordered a proposal ring worth tens of millions, arranging people to set up the proposal site. But I waited at the venue for a full day and night, only to hear news of Lucas Weston's return, with Olivia Wen personally picking him up at the airport. In the photo the two embraced sweetly. The surprise and joy of reclaiming something lost on that woman's face hurt me so much I could barely breathe. It was like being doused with a bucket of ice water, all illusions and happiness turning to nothing, until I dazedly returned to the one family home, overhearing the conversation in the study by chance. Olivia, all these years you've kept Gavin Hayes dangling like that, making him willingly serve you, devoting himself entirely to the one corporation. That's some high-level tactic. I bow to you. The son of a driver. Giving him scraps to eat is already elevating him. Olivia maintained that superior posture, head tilted back on the sofa, eyes narrowed, saying indifferently, he's just a bed warmer. I've been bored with him for ages. If you like him, I'll give him to you. Want him? Laughter echoed from the room. The voice I usually loved hearing most now turned into sharp knives, stabbing viciously into my heart, then yanking out flesh and all, the pain making my whole body tremble. Before I thought it was because I wasn't excellent enough, not worthy to be shown publicly. Now I understood. Olivia Wen's heart had never opened to me. At best I was just a mattress, the kind you use and discard. After seeing it all clearly, for the first time in my life I skipped work, wandering aimlessly on the streets, suddenly hit by a car and knocked to the ground. As the intense pain hit, I even thought dying like this wouldn't be bad. When I woke there was a young woman by my side, slumped over the edge of my hospital bed, her rounded fair shoulders slightly exposed, her serene profile, backlit by the sunset, even more gentle. Hearing the noise, the woman lifted her head, a pair of eyes sparkling like autumn water suddenly meeting mine. She worriedly stepped forward to touch my forehead. How are you feeling? The tip of my nose caught a faint orchid scent, elusive and fleeting. My throat bobbed unconsciously. I immediately turned away, a bit unaccustomed to such intimate touch. It's fine, just skin wounds. The woman politely withdrew her hand, lowered her head to tuck her hair. Her soft black hair drew near with emotion, brushing against my hand. My hand itched slightly. My heart trembled along with it. She said her name was Sophia Song. To express her apology, she offered to fulfill one request unconditionally. Looking at that face, gentle yet elegant, an image suddenly flashed in my mind. 10 years ago, Olivia, when drunk in the middle of the night over her childhood sweetheart going abroad, tearing and cutting a woman's photo, the hatred in her eyes nearly overflowing. Sophia Song. That wretched woman. Why does she have to compete with me for Weston? It's all because of her that Weston left me. I hate her. In the photo, the girl's refined and elegant face matched the woman before me. Perhaps the last shred of self-respect spurred me on. I blurted out impulsively, asking Sophia Song to marry me. I regretted it the moment I said it. After all, the request was truly abrupt. Worried I'd scare the young woman, I hurried to take it back. But Sophia Song's eyes lit up. She immediately nodded in agreement, the corners of her eyes and brows tinged with joy. What a coincidence, my family is pressuring me to marry. I've been worried about not finding a suitable partner. We clicked instantly, quickly getting the certificate, until holding the red booklet in hand. I was still in a daze. Sophia Song smiled happily in the photo, as if the man beside her was her longtime devoted boyfriend. Who would guess? We were strangers meeting for the first time. Seeing her treasure the marriage certificate in her bag like a gem, my heart was a mix of emotions, blended with confusion, guilt and a secret thrill. I really wanted to see someone as arrogant as Olivia when, if she knew, the man she saw as beneath her had married the white moonlight, the one Lucas Weston pursued fruitlessly for years. What a spectacular expression she'd have then. The next day at work, as soon as I entered, I saw Lucas Weston lounging boldly in the CEO's office. Compared to 10 years ago, Lucas Weston's face was more mature and handsome. His fresh-faced idol look stood out in a crowd, perfectly matching Olivia Wen's tastes. The man's hand ambiguously rested on Olivia Wen's waist. Restlessly wandering, the woman smiled shyly, full of sweetness. The two were intimate as if no one else existed, as though I wasn't there. Even from an angle Olivia Wen couldn't see. Lucas Weston shot me a provocative glance, with a show-off demeanor through the glass. I saw my own expressionless face. If it were before, I'd inevitably feel heartbroken, but now I only felt fortunate that I'd completely given up. So even witnessing him and Olivia Wen being affectionate firsthand, my heart held only numbness. The hurried gasps gradually steadied. Olivia Wen, face flushed, lifted her head, chin jutting toward me. Weston just returned home. I'm planning a welcome back party for him at the Wen family home. This task is yours to handle. I lowered my eyes, immediately wanting to refuse. Lately the Wen Corporation had a major project in a critical phase. The whole company was swamped, feet never touching the ground. I truly couldn't break away. After a moment's thought, I tentatively said the company can't spare anyone right now. Mr. Weston's matter could wait until after hours. Crash. My words were cut off roughly before I finished. Olivia Wen hurled her teacup straight. It shattered on the floor. Shards flew up, slicing my finger. Shed lost all patience. Her eyes filled with contempt and rage. Who do you think you are? Just a lowly assistant CEO. You really think the company can't run without you? Lucas Weston crossed his arms, eyebrow raised, looking like he was enjoying the show. His tone feigned generosity. Forget it. If Assistant Hayes is inconvenienced, then never mind. I don't want to push too hard. After all, I hurt you back then. It's normal for him to have issues with me. A sharp pain shot through my fingertip. I unconsciously furrowed my brow. Clearly I hadn't said anything, but Lucas Weston acted as if I'd bullied him. What's this about? Olivia Wen's face immediately showed heartache. Her voice rose several notches, pointing straight at my face as she scolded. Back then, if my father hadn't kindly taken you in, who knows where you'd be begging on some street corner now. Now that my father's gone, you think I can't order you around anymore? Nothing, in my eyes, is more important than Weston. Say one more word of nonsense, and take your crippled father with you. Pack up and get the hell out. The Wen family doesn't feed deadbeats. I jerked my head up, staring at her in disbelief. My heart turned ice cold. I thought 10 years of companionship could earn a bit of true affection, but reality proved Olivia Wen only knew how to stab me in my sorest spots time and again. Clearly back then my father had become disabled saving Mr. Wen in an accident, yet she used it to insult him. In the empty office, Olivia Wen's screams echoed. When she saw my reddened eyes, a trace of guilt flashed across Olivia Wen's face. Her heart suddenly felt a bit panicked. She knew she'd gone too far with her words, but with Lucas Weston still watching beside her, she refused to back down and apologize. I gritted my teeth. At that moment Mr. Wen's dying words resurfaced in my mind. The tycoon who once commanded the business world, lying emaciated on his sickbed, skin and bones. The only thing he couldn't let go of was his only daughter. Hayes, promise me, for the next 10 years, no matter what happens, you must protect Olivia in my stead. Yes, I promise you. Mr. Wen used that 10-year promise to pave a broad path for his daughter, letting her grow until she was fully fledged. The cost was my sacrifice. The anger in my heart was once again suppressed by reason. I closed my eyes, hissing through gritted teeth, I'll get on it right away. Ending a busy workday, I collapsed exhausted onto the bed, unexpectedly receiving a video call from Sophia Song. The woman smiled brightly, excitedly showing off the wedding dress she wore. Honey, does this one look good? Only then did I snap back, remembering I'd forgotten today's appointment to try on wedding dresses with Sophia Song. Seeing the uncomplaining smile on the young woman's face, the guilt in my heart nearly consumed me. I'm sorry. I really couldn't get away today. Sophia Song shook her head, understandingly saying it's okay. I can go by myself. Even so, I still caught a fleeting disappointment in her eyes. I panicked visibly, an indescribable heartache rising from deep within, hurting so much I fumbled awkwardly. Besides Olivia Wen, this was the first time I'd felt this way for another woman. After thinking for a moment, I carefully said, are you free tomorrow evening? I'll go with you to pick a wedding dress again. Sophia Song suddenly looked up, her eyes instantly lighting up, a soft smile curving her lips. Yes, I am. As soon as the call ended, the door was kicked open roughly. Olivia Wen burst in, her sharp eyes glaring at me, angrily demanding, who are you planning to pick a wedding dress with? I stood up, long accustomed to her rude behavior. Expressionless, I replied, with my wife. Olivia Wen's face darkened immediately. She was sure I was bluffing. Over 10 years together made her understand well that Gavin Hayes was extremely sentimental. She neither believed nor wanted to believe I'd let her go. She sized up the man before her from head to toe, snorting coldly, you've followed me all these years. I've never seen another woman by your side. Besides, who'd be desperate enough to marry a driver's son? I clenched my teeth without a word, my whole body tense. An indescribable humiliation enveloped me. Seeing me like that, Olivia Wen only felt I was guilty, further confirming her suspicions. With no energy left to argue, I stayed silent. A few days later, the welcome back party was held at the Wen family home. Nearly all the big names in the circle showed up. Olivia Wen and Lucas Weston grew up together, a perfect match in status. The couple everyone admired. Back when Lucas Weston went abroad to study, many people regretted it. So much so that when I, with a face 5 parts similar to Lucas Weston, appeared, everyone mocked, scoffing that I was Lucas Weston's stand-in. Now the real one was back. Those gossiping hearts stirred again. Shameless, really. The original is back, and the knockoff still won't scram. What an ungrateful wolf. If not for Sister Olivia's kindness, a driver's son has no right to show his face before us. I heard he's even shamelessly competing for affection with Mr. Weston. So disgusting. Those words were as vicious as ever. Hearing them so often I grew numb. Olivia Wen's friends never looked at me kindly, scolding me for relying on my face to gain a foothold in the Wen Corporation. But they didn't know. 10 years ago, when the Wen Corporation teetered on bankruptcy, it was this man they called beneath them, who endured immense pressure, ruthlessly purging the corrupt insiders in the Wen Corporation, changing business strategies, drinking until stomach ulcers bled, to secure investments one by one, reviving the storm-tossed one corporation of that year, step by step back to its peak. You could say without me, there'd be no one corporation today. Ironically, no one remembered my sacrifices. In their eyes, I was forever just a driver's son, a lowly nobody, life cheap as grass. At that moment Sophia's song called, her voice as gentle as always. When will you be done over there? I'll come pick you up. About half an hour. Okay. The young woman's voice couldn't hide her delight. Her playful tone made me smile. Cheers erupted from behind. The two, surrounded like stars in the night sky, slowly approached. Olivia wore a long white dress, light exquisite makeup, beautiful enough to take one's breath away. Her big round beautiful eyes stared unblinkingly at Lucas Weston, as if her vast world held only him. This aesthetically sweet scene made everyone present involuntarily hold their breath. The next second, a dog's bark suddenly rang out, accompanied by the maid's shrill scream. A plump agile corgi darted through the crowd, rushing straight into my arms, causing screams along the way. A server slipped, dropping the tray, red wine splashing right onto Lucas Weston's face, ruining his meticulously styled hair. He looked disheveled like a chicken in soup. Gavin Hayes, you did this on purpose, didn't you? Lucas Weston's face darkened like the bottom of a pot, twisted in rage. Even if you're unhappy about my return, you didn't need to stage this to humiliate me, right? Your scheming is so deep. I hadn't reacted yet, instinctively hugging the trembling corgi tight. This dog was a stray Olivia and I had adopted, in this cold impersonal villa. It was practically my only comfort. At first the dog was skin and bones, not very friendly, later fattened up by us. Its personality became adorable. Its wiggly meaty butt made Olivia love it endlessly. At our happiest, Olivia once joked, that dumpling was like our child. Back then I truly thought, I'd have a future with Olivia I was about to explain, when a hard slap struck my face. The force so strong my ears rang instantly. Olivia's icy voice, fragmented, echoed in my ear. Throw this unruly beast into the lake. She wanted to kill Dumpling. In that moment I truly felt how cruel the woman I'd loved for 10 years could be, just for ruining a welcome party. Olivia was cruel enough to drown Dumpling alive. As if sensing mortal danger, Dumpling burrowed desperately into my arms. The onlookers, loving the drama, didn't mind escalating, rushing forward to hold my limbs, snatching Dumpling from me. Don't touch it. The man pressed to the ground in despair, eyes bloodshot, expression on the verge of collapse. Lucas Weston, seeing his rival so wretched, felt immense satisfaction. He glanced around, revealing an intrigued look. He grabbed the pup by the scruff, saying maliciously, you want to save it? Then kneel and beg me. The provocative words ignited the hall. Countless eyes shot toward me. My body tensed. The glass-cut wound on my hand throbbed more, but physical pain was nothing compared to the humiliation in my heart. I lifted my head, for the first time showing a pleading look to Olivia but she only looked down from above, not a trace of warmth in her eyes. Her words like the sharpest blades in the world. The wrongdoer must be punished. The last thread of reason in my heart snapped. I resignedly closed my eyes. Amid the crowd's noisy laughter, my body trembling, my knees slowly inch by inch bending down. The moment they touched the ground, everyone around gasped. They couldn't believe I'd actually kneel for a dog. Before others, even Olivia widened her eyes in shock, incredulously looking at the disheveled man before her, her face full of disgust. How can your knees be so weak? Gavin Hayes, do you have any dignity left? The man ignored it, stubbornly kneeling there, clothes disarrayed, face marked with a fresh red handprint, his whole being shrouded in utter sorrow and despair. My self-respect trampled underfoot, back bent, but in the eyes looking at Lucas Weston, a sliver of hope remained. I admit fault, it's all my doing. I only beg you to spare Dumpling. I could barely speak a full sentence, each word draining all my strength. Seeing me like this, Olivia's heart twinged faintly, but only for a second. Quickly regaining composure, Lucas Weston laughed arrogantly. My kneel had maximally satisfied his twisted competitive psyche. What could be more satisfying than making a rival kneel and apologize? Moreover, the one kneeling was the stubborn type everyone saw as unyielding. But even so, Lucas Weston, still completely, had no intention of sparing the pup in his hand. His mouth curved into a eerie smile, squeezing the dog's neck hard. Dumpling struggled desperately in his grip, its whimpers growing urgent, clearly choked and struggling to breathe. My heart felt like it was splitting. I charged madly at Lucas Weston, but Olivia's bodyguards held me back desperately. 2 fists no match for 4 hands. No matter how I fought, I couldn't get half a step closer. I could only watch helplessly as it was tortured to death. Lucas Weston, you bastard, stop! I roared until my voice broke, filled with overwhelming despair and fury. Bloodshot eyes veined with murderous intent. But Lucas Weston's hand squeezed harder, smiling as he savored the man's desperate face. His heart exhilarated to the max. The pup's breaths grew fainter, its tail drooping. I turned to look at Olivia when again. I couldn't fathom why. Clearly the woman who once loved Dumpling so much could watch it strangled alive, just because the killer was Lucas Weston. Dumpling was so well behaved. Catching my tear-filled bloodshot eyes, the pup used its last strength to whimper. The next second it was hurled to the ground. Blood gushed out. It twitched twice, then closed its eyes forever. A wrenching pain assaulted my heart. I completely lost it. Dumpling looking at the motionless pup on the ground. Emotions collapsed like a bursting dam, instantly shattering my last psychological barrier. I staggered to Dumpling's body, trembling as I cradled it in my palms. The 6-foot man hugging a dog kneeling flat on the ground, radiating extreme sorrow. Olivia felt uneasy too. She hadn't expected Dumpling meant so much to me. Now seeing my utterly anguished face, her heart suddenly felt blocked. It's just a dog, is it worth this? At worst I'll buy you another to replace it. She self-righteously offered compensation. The more she spoke, the more justified she felt. This was your fault to begin with. Weston just wanted to teach you a lesson. Her good friends now chimed in on her side, mocking and provoking. Yeah, Gavin Hayes, it's just a dead dog, right? You trying to push your luck. After all, you and your father both rely on the one corporation to live. Your dog pissed off Mr. Weston. It deserved to die. The endless flattery in her ears made Lucas Weston's face even more smug. He lifted his foot and stomped hard on my back as I knelt, slamming my head into the marble floor. Blood flowed instantly. But even so, I desperately protected Dumpling in my arms. What a buzzkill, hurry and toss that dead dog out. Before the words finished, in the instant no one reacted, I spun around quickly, decisively punching Lucas Weston's face. A crisp bone crack sounded. Lucas Weston let out a piercing cry of pain, clutching his broken nose, moaning non-stop. Amid screams rising from all sides, I slowly raised my head. Blood trickled from my forehead down my nose, staining half my face red, but I paid it no mind. My eyes held only dead calm. Lucas Weston, as long as I live another day, I'll make you pay blood for blood. When I said this my tone was arguably calm, but Lucas Weston inexplicably felt a chill down his spine, like being stared at by a beast in the deep forest. Weston. Olivia rushed over in panic, checking Lucas Weston's condition. She raised her hand and slapped me hard, hoarsely screaming, get out of the one family home. My mouth curved into a self-mocking smile. My gaze fell on her face, twisted in anger. For the first time in my life, I felt no lingering attachment or reluctance toward her. Those feelings seemed to have been worn away with Dumpling's death. I laughed out loud, laughing at my own unworthiness amid the surrounding scornful eyes. Numbly I turned, carefully hugging Dumpling as I left the place. I drove over 100 kilometers, scattering Dumpling's ashes into the vast sea. The night sea breeze was cold, numbing the nerves. Sophia Song looked at the man before her, face full of grief, standing alone on the rocky outcrop. The sorrow on him was so heavy, it tightened her heart too. Without hesitation she hugged me tightly from behind, trying to convey warming comfort. Don't be sad anymore, I'll always be by your side. Dumpling, looking down from heaven, wouldn't want to see you like this. You have to cheer up. Just a few simple words brought tears streaming down my face. I turned and hugged the woman beside me tight, burying my head in the crook of her neck. The faint reassuring orchid scent enveloped me, instantly filling my scarred heart. The next day at the company, Olivia learned I'd submitted my resignation to HR. She flew into a rage on the spot. After berating everyone, she called me. As soon as it connected, Olivia unleashed a tirade. Gavin Hayes, are you addicted to pretending to get married? My patience has limits. I order you to get back to the one family home right now. Otherwise, even if you kneel and beg me later, I absolutely won't give you a second chance to admit your mistake. The other end sighed. My reply was utterly calm. I've already resigned. Miss, when you have no right to interfere with my comings and goings. Who allowed you to resign? Olivia was so angry her temples throbbed. Gavin Hayes, don't forget. Back then you promised my father yourself to take care of me for 10 years before leaving. The time isn't up yet. I demand you continue working at the one corporation. If we really nitpicked like that, counting to Mr. Wen's death anniversary, indeed less than a month remained. I couldn't fathom what Olivia was causing such a fuss for. Could it really be just to keep me? But clearly before she hated me hovering around her most, always finding ways to humiliate me, belittling and crushing me. I narrowed my eyes, a deep disgust and weariness rising in my heart. But I had no choice. Let's set a 1-month limit. 1 month from now, I'll officially leave the one corporation. I hope then, Miss won't use other excuses to force me to stay. Hanging up, Olivia suddenly felt empty inside. She felt something was slipping from her control. Her heart skipped a beat, but the pride in her bones kept her from seeking the reason. Temporarily unable to quit, I began preparing to move out, throwing out all items in the room related to Olivia taking only a small portion of daily essentials. After packing everything, I realized in shock. My belongings in the one home after so many years. Didn't even fill half a suitcase. Staring at the room I'd lived in for over 10 years. I gently closed the door. Turning, I met Olivia Wen's scrutinizing gaze. Her eyes cold as frost. Utterly disgusted. Didn't I tell you to stop these petty tricks? Don't tell me. You're wheeling a suitcase to move out of the one home. To live with your new wife. Understanding her mockery, I nodded seriously. My voice calm. Yes. The wedding will be in a month. You're welcome to attend with Mr. Weston. Seeing me speak so definitively, Olivia Wen nearly wanted to applaud my top-tier lying skills. She was about to expose me when the butler interrupted, announcing the car to take her to the hospital. To visit Lucas Weston was ready. She immediately tossed me from her mind, only coldly tossing back. This is your final warning. Stop these pointless petty games. I'm not falling for it. Watching her back without a trace of reluctance, I laughed silently. Olivia, when I've never lied to you. I'm really getting married. This time I'll never look back. The last word fell. I resolutely left the one home without glancing back. Climbing into Sophia Song's car waiting at the gate, I took Sophia Song to try on wedding dresses. Custom-made fakened from a nationally famous designer. Sophia Song was overjoyed, excitedly discussing with the designer about her dream wedding dress style. I smiled watching her, warmth surging in my heart wave after wave. I wandered the bridal shop alone. Just descending the stairs, I heard familiar voices from below. Olivia, a wedding dress is worn only once. Just pick any it'll do. Why waste money on custom? But a wedding is once in a lifetime. I want to be the most beautiful when marrying you. Lucas Weston's face showed clear reluctance, heart taking over the cost. Only when Olivia Wen offered to pay herself did his face shift from stormy to sunny. Olivia Wen, unmatched before me, was utterly lowly before Lucas Weston. Seeing me, Olivia Wen first startled, then her tone abruptly changed. Why are you here? The accusation in her voice plain as day. Thinking I was stalking them. Miss Wen, you're mistaken. I'm here to pick a wedding dress with my wife. Pick here with that salary of yours. Can you even afford it? Lucas Weston's face full of mockery, completely unaware. His reluctance to spend on the bride's family was utterly devaluing. Olivia Wen looked even more disbelieving. If you insist you're here to pick a wedding dress, then where's your wife? I pursed my lips tight, silent. I didn't want these two ruining Sophia Song's good mood. I'd already missed 2 appointments. If I messed this up too, I couldn't face those disappointed eyes. Seeing me clam up, Olivia Wen inexplicably breathed a sigh of relief. But right then, a store employee approached to inform Sophia Song had selected a few styles, wanting me upstairs to help choose. Olivia Wen's heart leaped to her throat. She couldn't believe I'd really come with someone else to pick a wedding dress. But the next second, she quickly dismissed her own guess. If I was truly getting married, why not even say the bride's name? Probably this woman was just an actress I'd hired for the act, aimed at making her jealous, throwing her off. Thinking this, Olivia Wen's face returned to normal, her thin harsh lips slightly curled. Assistant Hayes, hurry up then. Don't keep your bride waiting. If money's short, just borrow from me. After all, you've followed me over 10 years. I'm still willing to lend this bit. Her tone teasing and sarcastic, harsh to the extreme. But I only glanced coldly at her, calmly saying thanks. Olivia Wen instantly felt frustrated, like punching cotton. But before she could speak, Lucas Weston started complaining about his nose hurting. She panicked immediately, supporting him toward the door. On the second-floor hallway, Sophia Song, veil on her head, peeked out, her gentle, refined small face full of smiles, coyly urging me upstairs. Olivia Wen only caught a hasty glance before stepping out. But that vague glimpse inexplicably panicked her. Why did that woman seem so familiar? My wedding proceeded on schedule. That day coincided with Mr. Wen's death anniversary. After Olivia Wen lit incense, she received my resignation, along with a wedding invitation. Calling and finding herself blocked, she flew into a rage, immediately dragging Lucas Weston, speeding off, straight to the wedding venue. Speeding through over a dozen red lights en route, countless past images flashed in her mind. Scene after scene, all my face. A sharp break. Olivia Wen stepped out of the car. Her legs were trembling too. It couldn't be. I must have hired someone to act with me again. Playing hard to get just to make her jealous. She had to go ask me. None of this could be real. Olivia Wen's mind was clouded by rage. The thing once firmly in her grasp had suddenly slipped away, no longer under control. An unfamiliar discomfort washed over her, yet she never realized how much more important I was to her than she ever imagined. She outright ignored Lucas Weston, his face dark as coal, rushing into the wedding venue. The ceremony was about to start. Olivia Wen and Lucas Weston, dressed in mourning clothes, looked utterly out of place right then. Pushing through the joyful crowd, she heard the host begin the opening words. Today, Mr. Gavin Hayes and Miss Sophia Song tie the knot. Olivia Wen's mind exploded with a boom. What, the one I wanted to marry was Sophia Song? How could it be Sophia Song? Shocked, her eyes wildly scanned the crowd. Spotting me hurrying over with an incredulous look, she wanted to demand clarity. If the bride was truly her sworn enemy Sophia Song, then my marriage wasn't a joke. I hadn't hired an actress. I was really getting married. Gasps erupted around her. Lucas Weston following Olivia when froze in place. The bride was Sophia. How had he heard nothing about this? It had to be fake. The surrounding people buzzed with chatter. The golden girl of the Song family, Sophia Song. How could it be her? Must be a coincidence with the name, right? Yeah. Sophia Song is Mr. Weston's white moonlight. She wouldn't even glance at Mr. Weston. How could she marry a driver's son? Hearing these words, Olivia Wen's heart settled a bit. Lucas Weston glared viciously at the one who had just named him. He'd settle with that mocker later when he had time. Olivia Wen could only convince herself it had to be just a name coincidence. A fluke that the actress shared Sophia Song's name. She clung firmly to her belief, chin held high, regaining her former haughty poise, commanding me across from her. Enough with the chaos, stop it now. Come back with me. Kneel and apologize in front of everyone. And I'll pretend today never happened. The Wen Corporation will still hold your position. I looked at her coldly again. No trace of the old deep affection in my expression. My tone utterly flat. Olivia Wen, today is my wedding day. I'm not going with you. Olivia Wen was about to expose my lies. The next second, a clear female voice came from not far away. The husband of my Sophia Song. What right do you have to make him kneel and apologize to you? The tightly closed grand doors slowly opened. A familiar silhouette stood at the entrance. What caught the eye was a pristine white wedding gown. Looking up revealed a familiar face. It really was her. The melodious violin music began. Sophia Song in her spotless white wedding dress was breathtakingly beautiful. Our 10 fingers intertwined tightly. The moment her face came into clear view, the entire hall fell silent. How could this be? The first to erupt was Lucas Weston. His pupils contracted sharply, incredulously staring at his long-beloved white moonlight, appearing right before him, and repeatedly calling me her husband. Now it was Lucas Weston's turn to break down. Sophia, what nonsense are you spouting? This penniless nobody. How could he be your husband? With that he forced a flattering smile. When did you return home? Why didn't you tell me? Back when Sophia Song went abroad. Had resolutely chosen to follow her overseas. But not only was Sophia Song unmoved, she immediately drew a clear line with him. In those years abroad, the one he couldn't forget was still her. If not for business troubles at home, needing a large cash infusion urgently, he'd never have easily returned to pursue Olivia Wen. In Lucas Weston's heart, Olivia Wen was just a tool for his gains. Sophia Song was the one always at the tip of his heart. Too bad Sophia Song paid him no mind at all, focusing solely on me. Heaven knew. Seeing me humiliated and bullied, how much she regretted not arriving sooner. She couldn't imagine. Right in front of her now. They dared insult me like this. What hardships had I endured before? The face that always wore a smile year-round darkened in an instant. She shot Lucas Weston a sharp glare, her words utterly blunt. Who do you think you are? Do I need your permission to return home? Besides, please respect my husband. In my eyes, he's 1,000 times better than a fool, like you, who throws his weight around with status. Lucas Weston's face flushed red and pale, feeling utterly humiliated. To be told by his white moonlight in front of everyone that he was inferior to a worthless nobody, this hurt worse than killing him. His chest heaved with rage. Clutching his chest, Weston, Olivia Wen cried out, fumbling to call for help and dial emergency. Sophia Song didn't even glance at her, directly pulling me to leave, but she was blocked by the furious Olivia Wen. Olivia Wen had hated Sophia Song to the bone for years, hating her for stealing away her white moonlight, leaving her to wait bitterly for Lucas Weston back home for so many years. What infuriated her more was that I'd dared betray her by marrying Sophia Song. Truth be told, the Song family was a business giant, dominating the industry for years. Sophia Song, as the Song family's only daughter, had been endlessly glamorous since childhood, always outshining her everywhere. She never imagined Sophia Song would fancy met his loser, the man even she looked down on. No wonder these days, my unusual behavior, always mentioning that I was married, had a wife. Her head throbbed like it was splitting. An unprecedented panic enveloped her, even overshadowing her love for Lucas. Before everyone's eyes, Olivia Wen's body reacted faster than her brain. She grabbed my tie tightly, pulling me toward her, her tone full of possessiveness. You're my personal assistant, without my permission. How dare you marry another woman? I don't approve. These words finally ignited Sophia Song's anger. She snorted coldly, her eyes gradually frosting over, decisively piercing that paper-thin window. Miss Wen, you're just Hayes' boss. What right do you have to decide his marriage partner? Don't tell me you're eating from the bowl while eyeing the pot. Everyone present gasped. People in the circle all knew ID followed Olivia when, trailing after her for over 10 years. Their ambiguous relationship was an open secret. This time with Lucas Weston suddenly returning, everyone was watching my drama, mocking me as the dumbest bootlicker, slaving away for the one corporation for years without pay, ending up with no status, probably couldn't even keep his job. But now they realized, ID long climbed to a higher branch, and turned to slap Olivia when hard in the face. Olivia knew she had no right, but all this happened too suddenly. She couldn't accept her spare tire betraying her, even less that my marriage partner was her sworn enemy. Sophia Song. Olivia was so angry her temples throbbed, her fingers clenched my tie, refusing to let go, resorting to emotional cards. Gavin Hayes. I never expected. The Wen family raised an ungrateful wolf like you. Back then if my father hadn't pitted you, taking in you and your father, how could you have this good life now? Don't tell me all those words you said at my father's sickbed were all lies. She righteously accused me, calling me a beast with a wolf's heart, an ungrateful traitor, forgetting entirely that back then it was just me alone. When the Wen family fell on hard times, single-handedly shouldering the storm-tossed company, pouring my heart out for 10 years, sacrificing my future, staying by her side, as a lowly assistant, without name or status. Miss Wen is joking. I've never forgotten my promise these 10 years. Always devoted to the company, never slacking a day. Today is the last day of that 10-year promise. As per our agreement, I'm no longer your personal assistant. You have no right to interfere in my marriage. The man's expression indifferent, fingers prying off the hand gripping his tie one by one. Word by word. I, Gavin Hayes, from today, officially resign from the Wen Corporation. From now on no ties to the Wen Corporation. Saying this with utter calm, as if in outsiders' eyes, the Wen Corporation's immense wealth was mere passing clouds. Hearing me decisively speak such ruthless words, drawing a clear line, Olivia Wen's heart skipped. She never thought the day would come when Iho always obeyed her, would stand against her for another woman. This realization chilled her blood, her heart empty without anchor, her whole being panicked at a loss. Olivia Wen couldn't help screaming, Gavin Hayes, don't regret this. I lowered my head with a soft laugh, firmly holding Sophia Song's hand. Miss Wen is joking. Before I was immature, mistaking fish eyes for pearls. Now I just want to make it up to my wife quickly. The words my wife stabbed deep into Olivia Wen's heart, hurting so much she could barely breathe, but her habitual arrogance kept her from showing any weakness now. The atmosphere tensed immediately. The Song family bodyguards had long been waiting aside, just awaiting Sophia Song's order to throw these eyesores out of the wedding venue. Though utterly resentful inside, Sophia Song still saved face for her husband, glancing at me for opinion. Seeing Olivia Wen's shameless clinging, I felt utter disgust, but my good upbringing still restrained my angry emotions. But considering today was Mr. Wen's death anniversary, I still spared Olivia Wen some dignity. For Mr. Wen's sake, let's end today's farce here. Today is my wedding with Sophia. If you want to stay for the ceremony, I'll reserve a seat for you. My few polite gracious words made everyone present see me differently. Sophia Song also showed approval and admiration. Her husband was truly honorable and gracious. Who knew Olivia Wen felt no gratitude at all? She darkened her face staring as we exchanged vows. That person calm-faced, no longer the loving reluctance in his eyes as before. Her heart contracted violently uncontrollably. Choking anger surged, making her temples throb non-stop, until Lucas Weston's bodyguard whispered in her ear. Olivia Wen's expression changed abruptly, immediately hurrying to take the comatose Lucas Weston away. After the gawking crowd dispersed, in the waiting room, only the newlyweds remained. I was full of guilt, my face showing deep shame and regret. I'm sorry, Sophia, today's mess was my poor planning. I thought Olivia Wen absolutely wouldn't cause trouble today. I specially chose Mr. Wen's anniversary. Before on this day, no matter how big the issue, Olivia Wen wouldn't leave the Wen home half a step. Just don't know why this year was different. It's not your fault. Sophia Song smiled, shaking her head. Gracefully, husbands and wives are meant to support each other. You don't need to apologize to me. Whether today's incident or challenges ahead, I'll be by your side, facing them with you. She spoke naturally and confidently. Her words held a soothing magic. The waiting room window not fully closed. Early autumn north wind sneaked in, billowing trouser legs, chilling one to shivers. But my heart felt unprecedented warmth. I stared blankly at Sophia Song, thoughts surging. Many words choked in my throat, wanting to speak but unsure where to start, finally turning into a choked thank you. Thanks, no need. Sophia Song reached out, fingers gently stroking my slightly red eyes, then to lips trailing down, finally stopping at the sensitive throat. I felt my senses amplified, countless times with the woman's motions. Heat rushed straight down. My ears instantly reddened seeing my embarrassment. Sophia Song felt a rare urge to tease. She slowly moved her hand down, arms wrapping around his neck, suddenly closing the distance between them. The man's breaths grew hot, breaths intertwining, noses touching, ambiguous intimacy spread. She leaned close to my ear, softly calling, "We're legally husband and wife now. No need to be so polite with me, right? Honey." The second time she called me honey, my mind exploded with a boom. Catching those sly fox-like smiling eyes, I awkwardly averted my gaze first. Yeah right. Seeing his shyness, Sophia Song's mischief was satisfied. Lips curving into a faint smile, she immediately released. She took my hand, gracefully pushing open the door. Outside the noisy crowd, guests eagerly waiting, Sophia Song turned to look at me, her eyes gentle like blooming spring flowers, filled with anticipation and love. In her pristine white gown she was ethereally beautiful. Everything around paled beside her. This scene etched deep in my mind, even years later recalling. The girl's smile never faded a bit in memory. After settling Lucas Weston, Olivia drove back to the home to mourn. In the vast silent house, everyone tactfully withdrew, leaving her alone kneeling before the altar. Exhausted all day without food or drink, kneeling until dizzy, she blurted instinctively, "Hayes, is the porridge ready?" Words half out, she realized. The man who used to make late-night porridge for her was gone. An inexplicable sourness flooded her. Her heart felt pierced with a huge hole. Cold wind rushing in. This loss of control made Olivia utterly irritable. Just then, from the first-floor maid's room, came deliberately hushed arguing, clearly not wanting her to hear. In the room the maid knelt terrified on the floor, trembling like a leaf, face pale as paper. "Please don't tell the miss. I really didn't steal from the Wen family. This ring was picked from the trash." The butler looked grave, not believing her at all. The pink gem on the ring, in the maid's dim room, shone dazzling light. This quality was worth at least tens of millions. How could it be casually tossed in the trash? He was about to question further. The next second the door was kicked open. Everyone startled, turning to see Olivia Wen, cold-faced, stepping in. Her gaze fell on that blinding diamond, pupils contracting sharply instantly. This was the dream pink diamond she'd casually mentioned. Distant memories surged back, carrying dust-covered emotions and unknown undercurrents. In Olivia Wen's memory, from very young, I'd been by her side, like the most loyal dog, never defying her. She'd long known I liked her. No choice. My expressive eyes held two intense feelings, hard to ignore. These years, I'd diligently stayed by her. To say unmoved was a lie, but their status gap was too vast. She couldn't imagine, if the circle knew, she'd truly fallen for a driver's son, how they'd mock her behind her back. So when I widened my teary eyes, cautiously asking what diamond ring she'd like for a proposal, she unhesitatingly named a sky-high brand, specifying the priciest, hoping to scare me off subtly. Then the man's expression unchanged, but she'd seen my fists clench. She thought that was me backing down. After all, with my salary then, even starving lifelong, couldn't afford that diamond ring. But she never dreamed that ring would appear in the Wen home. Could it really be that I bought it? Seeing Olivia Wen's face grow uglier, the maid was already scared witless. She lunged to hug her legs, begging, "Miss, please spare me. This ring was thrown in the trash by Mr. Hayes himself." I was tempted for a moment, and hid it away. "I really didn't steal," she wailed pitifully. But Olivia Wen's face showed no softening, even uglier to the extreme. Olivia Wen kicked the maid away. Anger and panic intertwined inside, making her hands tremble as she dialed. She urgently wanted to hear from the man's mouth if he'd ever thought of proposing to her. "Beep beep beep, the number you dialed is busy." I'd hung up on her. Unbelieving, she called again, finding herself blacklisted. Olivia Wen paled with rage, nearly smashing the phone down. The ringtone suddenly sounded. Her face flashed undetectable glee, almost thinking it was me calling back. Checking closely, it was Secretary Liam. She suppressed her anger to answer. The other end brought Liam's panicked, world-ending voice. "Hello, Miss Wen. Hurry back to the company. After transferring the project funds to the Weston Group yesterday, they suddenly want to cancel the contract. They've terminated all partnerships between us. Now the company's cash flow is completely broken. Employees are rioting at the office. Mr. Weston left the country overnight. Now we can't contact him at all. Miss Wen, did he run off with the money? What do we do?" His words cut off by Olivia Wen. "What did you say?" Her heart sank to the abyss. Since Lucas Weston's return, head sweet-talked her into investing hundreds of millions in Weston Group projects, reviving Weston overnight. Their relationship heated up fast. Just days ago, Lucas Weston went wedding dress shopping with her, but now harsh reality before her extinguished her last hope. She screamed uncontrollably, "No, this can't be. Weston would never treat me like this," she roared, hands tearing at her hair, looking utterly mad. Olivia Wen immediately wanted to go to the Weston home, to personally question Lucas Weston why. But when she stood before the empty old Weston villa, she realized all this was a premeditated scheme. The cruel reality nearly made her faint. She never dreamed those happy days past were just calculated exploitation. Lucas Weston used sweet words to deceive her, making her willingly hand over half her fortune, then ruthlessly kicked her aside, fleeing with the money. In extreme rage, Olivia spat a mouthful of blood. Her body staggered back steps, collapsing to the ground laughing through tears. The butler, seeing, was terrified, hurrying forward to support her. Hearing Olivia close her eyes, her small face pale dotted with cold sweat, mumbling deliriously, "Hayes, I was wrong." Waking on the bed, no one around, utterly silent. Olivia, once endlessly courted, now ill, with not a single visitor. The warmth and coldness of this circle always so, but truly facing isolation herself. Her heart still ached. Last night's scene resurfaced in her mind. Olivia head, full of bit memories with me, interwoven with my icy expression at the wedding, entwined, making her head split with pain. Sobbing aloud, the secretary guarding the door immediately entered, anxiously looking at Olivia. Miss Wen, the company can't delay anymore. The books are empty now. Can't even pay salaries soon. Olivia froze, suddenly laughing, her voice full of self-mockery and regret. It's all my own doing. Fortunately helming the corporation for years. After deep breaths, she still mustered, issuing orders down. The most urgent now was fixing the cash flow break. Olivia pondered long, no choice, instructing the secretary to list all her personal properties for sale. This move undoubtedly told outsiders the corporation was at wit's end, but current Olivia had no mind to care about others' views of her. Her pride, before survival crisis, shattered long ago, worthless. The phone dinged nonstop. She picked it up. Messages full of malicious mockery and probing. She scrolled read to the end, seeing no hoped for name. Had I truly let her go completely? Unbelieving, her anger blazed hotter, nearly consuming all of Olivia. The secretary waiting saw her bad mood, not daring to breathe loudly, timidly continuing, "Miss Wen, those projects Assistant Hayes handled before are now in closing phase. Profits look promising, but investors, hearing Assistant Hayes resigned, all want to cancel cooperation with us. How to handle this?" Olivia's heart jolted. She never dreamed my abilities were so strong. After thinking, she coldly ordered the butler to fetch Mr. Hayes. The over 70 man limped in, face with a kind smile. "Miss." Had served the family half his life, long seeing Olivia as his own daughter. His love for her even surpassed his own son. "Me. After my marriage, I begged him to move out. He refused. Mr. Gone. Hayes gone too. How could he bear leaving the miss alone and lonely? Moreover, now the home in dire straits again." His gaze on Olivia even more pained. "Mr. Hayes, please call Hayes for me. Some company matters to hand over. I can't reach him now." Facing the loyal old servant of the family, Olivia's attitude softened a bit. Mr. Hayes nodded repeatedly, immediately dialing me. The next second connected. A warm male voice. "Dad. What's up? The miss needs you." Mr. Hayes handed the phone to Olivia. The woman's expression unchanged, but Liam by her side for years, shocked to spot a flicker of nervousness in Miss Wen's eyes. "Hello." Hearing her voice, the other end paused briefly, the tone suddenly cold. "Olivia, is this fun?" Hearing my accusing tone, Olivia's heart felt sliced, pain making her tremble. Deep breaths, her words tinged with anger. "Gavin Hayes, how did I not know you were so scheming before?" "What do you mean?" "The partners on your projects, now knowing you resigned, all clamoring to cancel with the corporation. Dare you say no foul play here?" The other end scoffed. "My tone flat. You overestimate me. A driver's son like me has no such skill to trip you up in the shadows." Recalling past disdain toward me, Olivia's anger doused over half, only her head hurting intensely. She rarely showed weakness before others, grievances surging inside. Choked. "Gavin Hayes, must you talk to me like this?" The other end. Long silence, utterly suffocating. The woman's face bloodless pale, eyes welling with tears. Anyone seeing would ache. Seeing her like this, Mr. Hayes panicked frantically. He snatched the phone, yelling at me, "You unfilial brat. The miss vomited blood from anger last night. Now you dare upset her more. If you have the guts, never come back, or I'll break your legs." "Dad, rest assured I'm married now. I absolutely won't be an eyesore to the family." The reply decisive, falling on Olivia's ears like thunderclap. Her lips trembled, sweat beading like beans on her forehead, eyes red glaring at the phone, filled with unwillingness and resentment. Until the disconnect beeps, she snapped to, madly sweeping all breakables within reach to the floor, screaming hoarsely out, "Get out, all of you." Everyone terrified, hurrying away. After all left, Olivia sat dazed on the bed, arms hugging knees, curled in extreme insecurity, clutching that pink diamond ring, like self-torment, recalling every bit with me over and over in her mind. tears streaming regardless. Utterly wretched. From the midnight room came despairing sobs, heart-rendingly poignant. Clearly before you loved me so. Why now say let go and do it? Gavin Hayes, how do I live now? Meanwhile, after I hung up, I happened to see Sophia Song fresh from bath, gracefully at the door, in a pink bunny pajamas. My gaze lingered on the woman's fair face, then to her dripping hair. I rose naturally, taking the towel from her, patiently drying her hair, the space quiet. My slender fingers threaded her dark locks, a faint orchid scent wafted, calming my weary irritable heart gradually, as if meant to be. Ambiguity suddenly rose between us, breaths entwining intimately. My fingers caught gently by her, the old glass-cut scar faint. Sophia Song's eyes showed heartache. Who were you calling just now? My emotion paused slightly, still choosing honesty. Olivia when feeling off, adding just work stuff. Sophia Song's eyes cooled slightly, her face clearly unhappy. I don't like you contacting her, before she treated you like that. Hearing the first half my heart panicked, but the latter made me feel honey sweet, eyes full of the pouting girl before me. Looking at her water-like gentle eyes, after hesitating, I asked the long bothering question. Why did you agree to marry me before? After all, we were barely strangers then. With one chance meeting, her casual agreement then, to get certified with me, was somewhat unbelievable. Sophia Song lay on my lap, eyes smiling curved, like two clear moonlit streams, flowing with affection. You really don't remember who I am. Brother Hayes with that call. Long-dusted memories suddenly awakened. I suddenly recalled years ago at my mother's grave, meeting a girl crying her heart out. I was just 15 then, wronged at the one home with no outlet, only sneaking to the cemetery midnight to confide in mother. In the silent dark night, at the gravestone's base, a barefoot girl stood there, small fair face streaked with tears, crystal clear, little mouth pouted, stubbornly crying for mom, crying until I turned to look. I never dreamed, midnight cemetery, could meet someone sharing my plight. Compassion stirred under the girl's dark eyes gaze. I asked, it's unsafe here late night. Where's your home? I'll take you back. The girl said nothing, just widened her eyes at me, no wariness in her gaze, only innocence and tenderness. Instead she suddenly spread her arms, sweetly smiling. Brother hug. I froze a moment, instinctively stepping forward, scooping the girl up horizontally, thoughtfully wrapping her fair little feet in clothes, lest she catch cold. He's so gentle, young Sophia Song thought then. They sat like that, until dawn broke. The Song family hurried to fetch her. Mr. Song offered to repay me, but I declined. The last memory, the pleasant orchid scent on the girl, and her innocent smile leaving. So your name is Gavin Hayes. Nice name. Next time I see you, I'll definitely recognize you. She did, recognizing me at first reunion. Sophia Song couldn't fathom, why so obsessed with a one-time encounter, obsessed so deeply. They say love starts from pity. Seeing that restrained gentle face, showing dim sorrow, her heart held no hesitation. Before I didn't believe in love at first sight, but meeting you I realized I was wrong. The confession utterly frank. I was slightly surprised. Fair face instantly flushing. ID thought she only pitied me. I fumbled loosening my tie, ear tips quietly reddening, gaze wandering, not daring to look at Sophia Song. Seeing my embarrassed look, Sophia Song felt teasing urge mischievously, drawing close lips near the man's, breathing orchid-like. We're legally husband and wife now. Mr. Hayes, when do you plan to exercise a husband's rights? My mind boomed. I heard nothing of Sophia Song's next words, mind only on those plump red lips opening and closing, vivid red hue, tempting one to kiss at first sight. Next morning, as Sophia Song rubbed her sore waist sitting up, ID risen, early breakfast done, finishing daily exercise shower, sitting properly at the desk handling business. Seeing my neatly dressed meticulous look, Sophia Song suddenly thought of a phrase, wolf in sheep's clothing. Clearly last night ID held her waist repeatedly, whispering embarrassing sweet nothings in her ear, but daytime clothed, regaining usual gentle restraint, as if the one battling till dawn wasn't me. Olivia when comatose a day and night, numbly waking on the bed. Downstairs, the secretary's voice leading house viewers in. She descended the stairs, unexpectedly seeing a familiar face, the man with thick gold chain around his neck, greedily disgustingly scanning the house. When his gaze hit her, those rat-like small eyes instantly flared astonishing light. Victor Tran, a notorious nouveau riche in the circle. He rose digging gold mines, famous for wealth, also for crudeness. Anyone with status disdained associating with him. Before had been smitten by Olivia Wen's beauty, shamelessly pursuing her a while, until I had him taught a memorable lesson to stop. Sensing that sticky disgusting gaze, Olivia Wen's heart had 100 reasons against letting such scum enter the one home. Secretary Liam saw her growing disgust, hurrying forward, whispering, Miss Wen, this Mr. Tran is the highest bidder in this auction, double the others. Please bear it. Victor Tran, seeing the woman's look, immediately displeased, casually removing shoes, propping stinky feet on the tea table, grabbing the teapot, gulping straight from the spout, triumphant petty look. Olivia, when not to criticize you, your one corporation is already at rock bottom, still posing as a haughty heiress. Before, with your dad and Gavin Hayes around, I gave you some face, now just a brat like you left. Who do you think you are? Olivia Wen's fists clenched, held back desperately by the secretary, barely not charging to beat him. Victor Tran grew bolder. He waved. Bodyguards behind placed dozens of suitcases neatly on the table. Opening revealed stacks of gold bars. Rough estimate worth tens of billions. Such money could buy 10 won homes. Miss Shin. I, Victor Tran, am straightforward. Don't like beating around. My dealings always direct. What I fancy was never this tiny house, but you yourself. The monkey-faced man rose from the sofa, eyes full of lust, hands rubbing like flies, mouth smirking greedy sly. Just follow me. This money is dowry. The Wen Corporation would be saved too. He spoke with full confidence, certain that Olivia Wen would definitely agree with him. After all, the Wen Corporation had truly reached the end of the line. Besides marrying him, who else would clean up this mess for Olivia Wen? Olivia Wen nearly bit through the soft flesh in her mouth when the metallic tang of blood hit. Her throat uncontrollably retched, disgusted to the point of vomiting everything in her stomach. Victor Tran clearly hadn't expected her reaction, not only not treating him like a god of wealth to worship, but directly disgusted to vomiting. His face darkened immediately, his triangular eyes inverted, a ferocious expression. Damn it, what are you pretending to be a chaste martyr for? Now who doesn't know? You, Olivia Wen, are just a worn-out shoe kicked twice by Lucas Weston. Me deigning to take you is your good fortune. Don't refuse a toast only to drink a forfeit. Olivia Wen vomited until the world spun, eyes bloodshot, voice hoarse. Who the hell are you to dare dream of me? Even if I fall on hard times and beg, I'd never marry your kind. Arrogant as she was, she'd absolutely never bow for money. Get out. Hearing her furious roar at its peak, Secretary Liam, fearing real trouble, hurriedly obsequiously invited Victor Tran to leave, but the man waved his sleeve, pointing at Olivia Wen's nose, cursing. Ungrateful bitch. No wonder no man wants you. If I were Gavin Hayes, licking you over 10 years with no result, I'd kick you too to marry Sophia Song. Slap, the crisp slap echoed. In Olivia Wen's mind, the last thread of reason snapped. She grabbed the nearby fruit knife, gripping it tight, eyes surging with ultimate hateful killing intent. If you don't leave, I don't mind sending you off. Victor Tran clutched his slapped cheek half, looking at that gleaming blade, his face finally showing fear. He scrambled, crawling out, even remembering to take the gold bars, leaving, mouth spewing non-stop filth. After he left, Olivia Wen slumped dejectedly to the floor. The knife clanged to the ground. She stared ahead, eyes empty and soulless, radiating profound sorrow and despair. The once unmatched arrogant Olivia Wen, now reduced to something even scum like that, dared covet. Victor Tran's words echoed in her ears, repeatedly reminding her how she'd lost such pure, sincere affection. Had she ever liked me? She had. Teenage feelings always came fierce and strong. When she realized she liked a driver's son, her first reaction was avoidance. Arrogant Olivia Wen, she fundamentally couldn't accept having feelings for an inferior. To her this was humiliation. So she had to numb her heart, forcing herself beside Lucas Weston, forcing herself to love a man of matching status. In reality, hearing the secretary report, Lucas Weston fled with the money. After brief heartache, her first reaction was relief. Relief for what? Olivia Wen couldn't figure. Her mind tangled chaos. Countless fragmented memories surfaced. Before Lucas Weston went abroad for Sophia Song, she hid in her room crying 3 days. It was me breaking the lock, kneeling, begging her to eat a bite, saving her from starving. I became her shadow lover. They had countless wild nights at the Wen home. She loved most seeing my enduring infatuated face, unreasonably testing my limits. When I widened eyes with slightly drooping tails, staring, proposing a status, her heart wavered. But Lucas Weston's sudden return upended all her plans. She feared. She retreated. Facts proved she chose wrong again, pushing herself into irredeemable abyss. Today Victor Tran's words once more stirred Olivia Wen's heart. She finally realized my place in her heart far exceeded her imagination. She'd long grown used to me behind her, handling all thorny matters, as if with me there, everything solved easily. The security I gave her unmatched. After this conclusion, she was calmer than imagined. Past confusions and knots dissipated this moment. Her mind held one thought: she wanted to see me. Desperately she picked up the phone to call me, suddenly remembering she was blocked. Olivia Wen's mouth curved bitter smile. Her heart ached uncontrollably, but helpless. No choice, she had the butler fetch Mr. Hayes, personally brewing him tea, exploiting this elder's compassion to achieve her goal. After moving from the Wen home, I nonstop founded my own company. In 10 years at the One Corporation, my experience in seasoning far exceeded an assistant CEO's scope. If not for Mr. Wen's face, I wouldn't have wasted so long at Wen. Initially circle folks openly or covertly scorned me, mocking my overreach. But gradually they discovered the man they once despised, by his own strength, in just a short month stood firm in H City, even signing consecutively several big orders worth over hundreds of millions in flow. Sales channels linking famous foreign firms. Business map expanding visibly. My name overnight famed in H City's business circle, such big stir. Even the Song family, originally disliking me, specifically had Sophia Song bring me home. In the car to the Song home. Sophia Song's makeup exquisite. Shed always harbored resentment, silently supporting her husband's startup behind. A large warm dry hand covered. Sophia Song looked up, catching my smiling eyes. "You look beautiful today." Sophia Song's face heated, mouth unconsciously curving. "My parents had issues with you before. Now, they probably trust my judgment." Hearing her relieved tone, my mood lifted too. In reality, in-laws had more than issues with me. But Sophia Song couldn't bear saddening me, so always hid those harsh words. Sealed tight, fearing affecting my mood. After all, Sophia Song was the heiress everyone pursued. Marrying a nameless little assistant like me, anyone would see mismatch. Let alone Sophia Song's birth parents. Even if she didn't say, I understood inside. This was one reason why I eagerly founded the company. This time I proved myself with strength, also successfully gaining father-in-law's approval. Meal finished. I polite and thoughtful. Manners courteous. Quickly winning the elder's favor. Chatting till end. Mr. Song even patted my shoulder. Beaming red-faced. Expression satisfied beyond measure. Mrs. Song suddenly felt bittersweet. Feeling the heart's boulder finally dropped. Gripping daughter's hand. Said, "As long as you two are well, Mom's at ease." Before your dad refused. Fearing you'd suffer with Hayes. You've never suffered since small. How could Mom bear you suffering? Unexpectedly the boy strives so hard himself. Mom's truly happy for you. My darling daughter. Sophia Song's eyes welled. Hugging Mrs. Song back. Clear teardrop on Bowtie's face. Enhancing her touching allure. Family chatted till 7 or 8. Until Butler reminded Mr. Song for treatment. He reluctantly let me go. Mrs. Song seeing. Covered mouth teasing him, "Don't block them." Young couple's intimacy. Sophia Song's face instantly blood red. Coyly glancing Mom. She peeked, seeing me also flushing. Both quickly averted eyes. Mr. Song laughed heartily, rubbing belly. Kindly gazing, nodding repeatedly. Evening on balcony. Sophia Song's gaze fell on the man beside. Smooth features. Gentle as jade. "As if on you, such a pity. Dad's old. Gets excited and loves holding people back. Don't mind." Window half open. Early winter snowflakes, mixed cold wind. Blowing, clearing one's mind. The strangeness, awkwardness and distrust seemed to vanish instantly. I shook head. Thoughtfully draping scarf on Sophia Song. Smiling, comforting her. Gaining parents' approval is my honor. Hearing me. Sophia Song fully relaxed. After entering, I routinely sat at desk handling work. Sophia Song brewed me tea. Then sat slowly flipping English documents. Both tacitly not disturbing. Only warm eye exchanges. In quiet atmosphere. We first opened hearts, sharing much. I told of losing Mom young. Adopted by Mr. Wen. Then 10 years entangled with Olivia Wen. From small to big the education I got told me. Everything puts the miss first. I long grew used to cleaning her messes. Tolerating all her baseless tempers. Sophia Song's face complex. Fingers unconsciously clenched. Heartache indescribable. She rose, sitting beside me. Hand gently on my backhand. "I don't blame past you. You were helpless." She proactively shared ex-boyfriend dated. While studying abroad. Telling silly things done, dazzled by looks. Amusing me. Finally. She gazed gently watery at me. Mesmerizing. "Gavin Hayes, I don't want to be your passerby. I want to hold hands with you to life's end." Wind blew. Dislodging white snow clusters from branches. Snow falling sounds successive, but couldn't drown my thundering heartbeat indoors. Before 28, I always resented fate's harsh cruelty to me. As if all good things eluded me. But now I feel, if past misfortunes were to meet Sophia Song, then am willing. Receiving Mr. Hayes' call mid-meeting at company. Now company on track. Am swamped. With strategic eye. I pioneered overseas e-commerce platforms. Not competing profits with established firms. But blazing own trail. This untrodden path. Behind not just huge profits. Also meant I must exert 100,000 times others' effort. Conversely, when corporation desolate. Former core staff seeing severity. Successively bailed. Many shareholders dumped cheap stocks. When corporation shares. Evaporated hundreds of billions overnight. Helpless. Olivia Wen could only sacrifice pawns to save king. Closing many subsidiaries. After 10 years, when corporation Plunged into bankruptcy crisis again. After setting meet with Mr. Hayes, I immediately notified Sophia Song. That day, Sophia Song coincidentally had academic forum. Thus, personally selected many luxurious gifts, asking me deliver to father-in-law etiquette, gracious flawless. Before departing, I felt uneasy inside, held Sophia Song's hand talking long, until the woman pouted lightly punching me. I reluctantly released, the hand imprisoning her wrist, carefully buttoning her coat each button, adding another coat over. Am almost bundled like a dumpling. Sophia Song protested dissatisfied, but I forced her into the car, pinching soft cheek. Wear more for warmth. Cold medicine brewed ready. In the thermos. I'll have Zhang remind you drink. Sophia Song nodded. Warm sweet current surging inside. Unknowingly since when? I demonopolized caring for her, almost treating her like daughter raising. Every morning dressing her, combing hair, making breakfast, storing her pretty but uninsulating clothes. Sometimes naggier than Mrs. Song. Okay, got it. You go early too. Don't keep dad waiting long. On road, note safety. Drive must note safety. The car went farther. I watched her car leave neighborhood, merging into traffic. Turned boarding. After reaching agreed spot, I glanced seeing Olivia when sitting with my father, my face instantly cold. Mr. Hayes barked, wipe that funeral face for me. Sit properly for me. Or never call me dad again. My face ugliest extreme. Chose seat farthest from Olivia when avoiding like plague full guard. What do you want? Seeing my plague avoiding look, Olivia Wen's heart faintly twinged. She set down chopsticks, arms crossed, silently watching me seconds, expression half smiling. After all, you've followed me over 10 years. Can't I reminisce with you? We have nothing to say. I shot up, turned to leave, but Mr. Hayes forced me back down. You really think leaving when home now? You're fully fledged. I can't control you anymore. Mr. Hayes said, walking outdoor, even directly locking from outside, giving me no leave chance. Olivia, when seeing my angry no outlet face, chuckled softly, personally pouring me wine. Sit. Don't be so hasty. Assistant Hayes, her fingers brushed the man's suit, sliding down to chin, lightly scratching provocatively. This face of yours isn't handsome enough to make Sophia Song head over heels. What tricks did you use to make her devoted to you? Even getting certified? I guess relying on your bedroom skills. Once she tires, your Song's son-in-law title ends too. Her sarcasm nearly overflowed. I shoved her heart away, wiped chin vigorously, like touched by filth, truly nauseating. Miss, when this is my private matter, you have no right to interfere. Private? Haha. Olivia when curved mocking smile. She drained the glass, smashed it down, eyes red. Gavin Hayes, you slept with me 10 years. You think marrying another woman can completely discard me? So what were our 10 years? I looked coldly at her, no deep affection or reluctance left in eyes, replaced by thick disgust. Consider me blind. My tone resolute, cruel, like world's sharpest blade, slicing Olivia Wen's heart bloody. No. I don't believe clearly before you loved me so. I don't believe you say let go and do. I give you last chance. Just return to my side now. Past wrongs I absolutely won't pursue. Just obediently return. Even marrying me I'd agree. Her voice grew smaller, seeming to realize this ace in current man's heart, long worthless. Seeing her anguished out of control face, after brief shock, my face showed indescribable complexity. The once dreamed words, finally from Olivia Wen's mouth. I only felt ironic and absurd. Recalling past coldness and harshness endured, I didn't believe Olivia Wen truly loved me. Just withdrawal reaction from my sudden departure. A dog used to command suddenly runs. Anyone unwilling? I silently left seat. Voice sharp yet calm. I love my wife deeply. Please don't say such overbound words again. I don't want her misunderstanding. I left these words ignoring her. Called outside bodyguards, telling them prepare break lock. Olivia when dazed collapsed sitting, looking my back, face bloodless. She'd been certain, just lowering to coax me a bit. With my unchanging deep affection for her, I'd surely ditch Sophia Song, galloping back to her side. But what she didn't expect, I'd truly fallen for Sophia Song. Her anger instantly peaked, eyes brewing extremely dangerous storm. She stared at the man's ruthless, decisive back, roaring Gavin Hayes. I'll make you regret today's decision. The man as if hearing nothing, not pausing half a beat, instead quickening leave steps. Olivia Wen laughed desolately, all thoughts ashen, picking up phone, making a call, her eyes red, tone madly suicidal. Do it. I urgently urged driver speed. I hurried to pick Sophia Song. Tonight our 3-month anniversary. Car loaded with gifts big small, carrying full love racing to my beloved. Meanwhile, Sophia Song just left academic forum, surrounded by field elders. Smile measured generous, patiently answering invites. I decisively returned, to contribute modestly to translating ancient texts domestically. Seniors. This is my lifelong dream. Also my duty as a citizen. Future wherever institute appointed. All my honor. These words utterly apt. Mouth-friendly smile. Again winning favor. Qingbei University professor showed approval. This young girl. Already top domestic ancient texts translation master. Such talent, not only high academics, but deep patriotism. Exactly the specialists they sorely needed. He was about to approach chat. Seeing Sophia Song's secretary. Whisper something to her. Her face instantly paled. Hurriedly boarding. Even bag dropped unheeded. Just aboard Sophia Song's year-round smiling face. First showed panic lost control. She gripped Zhang's hand tight. Tone anxious extreme. How Hayes suddenly car accident. His condition now. Serious. Zhang tensely swallowed. That usually honest simple face. Now. Revealed excitement and sinister. Miss Song. Mr. Hayes was just rushed emergency. They say must family sign. Or doctors won't operate unauthorized. His words ended. Tears instantly fell Sophia Song's eyes. She trembled lips urging fast. Max speed there. The 8888 plated Rolls-Royce. Sped through pouring rain. Under deluge. Hidden plots and schemes quietly surfaced. When Sophia Song gradually sensed anomaly. Car long left city. Straight to old factory 100 km from a city. Zhang so long why not arrived. Sophia Song via rearview glanced secretary. Suddenly seeing greedy dark in man's eyes. Ominous premonition intensely unusual. Don't rush almost there. Nearing agreed spot. Zhang's heart pounded faster. Mind flashing fox-like glamorous ruthless eyes. Of Olivia when. Your son's in my hands. Just obediently follow my words. I'll ensure his safety. Or wait collect his body. Son's cries over phone. Zhang felt. Heart gripped by huge hand. Immediately nodding agree. Thinking this his wavering heart. Suddenly firmed. Miss Song Mr. Hayes don't blame me. Enforced no choice. Screech piercing sharp brake. Car finally stopped. Sophia Song roughly dragged out by secretary. Falling ground. She was about to rage. Overhead familiar soft laugh. Looking up Olivia when holding black umbrella. Standing old factory door. Whole body blending into darkness. Her face crazed smile growing. Utterly eerie terrifying we meet again. Soft she paused. Features twisted from agitated rage. Mrs. Hayes in old factory. Stuffy air irritating throat. Hard breathing. Sophia Song tied to rickety chair. Clothes shredded ragged. Body full bruises from beating. Olivia when slapped her face repeatedly. Crisp slaps echoing one by one. Sophia Song's gentle beautiful face. Beaten swollen purple. Even Olivia when's kidnapping accomplices aside. Couldn't help frowning. From start to end she gritted teeth no groan. Stubborn unbelievably. Sophia Song passed at you stealing Lucas Weston. I haven't settled with you. Now you reach for Gavin Hayes. You like stealing my discard so. Used goods Sophia Song's mouth bled. In icy cold eyes finally anger emerged. Unfriendly gaze staring. The mad woman before. Used goods Olivia when. From start to end. You never saw Hayes as normal human. You only saw him as servant and possession. This doomed. Your twisted love fruitless. Him choosing me natural. Don't tell me you regret now. Sophia Song's face faint mockery. Falling in Olivia when's eyes. Blindingly glaring. Olivia when completely lost it. Like heart secret poked. Shame to rage shut up. When I arrived. Seen only scattered few. No Sophia Song trace. My heart constricted. Ominous premonition. I grabbed one there. Anxiously asking Sophia Song's whereabouts. That one happened Qingbei professor. He gave me her bag. Detailed describing Sophia Song's leave scene. I vaguely heard secretary tell her. Mr. Hayes had incident. She hurried off. My heart skipped. Next second got Olivia when's call. Her words direct. Extinguishing my last hope. The woman's voice other end half laughing. Gavin Hayes want her live. Come alone to old factory find me. You know the exact spot. My hand shook. Phone slipped falling ground. Shattered instantly. Bodyguard bent picking handing me. I ashen-faced timidly said. Per underling's info. After madam taken out city completely lost contact. Now we can't know specific address. I closed eyes. Forcing calm. Coldly driving alone to suburbs. Chilly wet winter rain. Falling non-stop pounding window. Dull oppressive sounds. Making one inexplicably stifled uncomfortable. When surroundings from strange became familiar. I couldn't help stunned. This was where Olivia Wen's grandfather lived. Holding their few sweet memories. That year after Mr. Wen passed. To evade creditors. I took Olivia Wen. Hiding in this rundown complex. They lived nearly isolated. Whatever I did. Olivia Wen like little tail. Following behind. Then the Wen heiress just lost father. Only dependable. This brother grew up together. Their feelings heated fast. Right here. I and Olivia Wen had first intimacy. Olivia Wen on rooftop looking down at me below. Watching the man. Suited leather shoes stepping upstairs. She chose meet here. Actually selfish. Deep down stubborn. Thinking I still loved her. trying memories to soften me. After leaving when corporation soared like kite in wind, long not the lowly, obsequious assistant of old. My aura powerfully intimidating, even alone here. The vicious kidnappers dared no rash moves. My light glance nearly scared them soulless. Olivia Wen's heart more sour, originally such excellent man uniquely hers, but now preempted by another, the cold-faced man. Tall frame coldly standing, eyes red-rimmed release her now. Dream on seeing my heartbroken for wife look. Olivia Wen felt huge rock blocking, pressing breathlessly. You like her that much? This question slightly stunned me, catching Sophia Song's teary eyes. Expression unusually firm love her deeply. Sophia Song's eyes showed clear surprise, immediately joyful tears. Olivia when watching aside, face became extremely ugly, jealousy and fury surging from depths, nearly devouring her. She immediately ordered hanging the woman up, dangling edge rooftop. Sophia Song's whole body swayed precariously, that gentle elegant face bloodless. North wind howled, the rope, not very sturdy creaking, chilling to hear. I couldn't bear any more fists clenched. Roaring Olivia Wen. What do you want? Olivia Wen took out the retrieved pink gem ring, possessed like looking at me. Eyes flashing pain. I want you to divorce her. Return to my side. Her poise no longer arrogant as before, even lowly. I regret Hayes. Before I shouldn't have treated you so. Only now truly losing you. I understand how important you are to me. I really can't live without you. Come back to me. As if begging you. I truly couldn't believe my eyes. Incredulously looking at her. Shocked speechless momentarily. I'd never seen such Olivia Wen. Even at most wretched. In memory she was always unmatched arrogant. People making her bow rare. Unexpectedly one day. She so lowly. Begging a man she once utterly despised. Begging my mercy. Too bad seeing. Sophia Song tortured at first glance. My last sentiment for Olivia Wen. Dissipated. The girl I once loved bone deep. Lifelong wish. Just to be by her. Protect her safe happy. For her forsaking countless. High pay olive branches. Willingly staying by her. As nameless little assistant. Handling company messes for her. From start to end. I'd never even dreamed a status. Thought even for my hardworking years. Working for one corporation. Olivia Wen would spare mutual face. Unexpectedly. She extreme to kidnapping my wife. Torturing her this way. Completely hitting my limit. This moment. Olivia Wen in my eyes fully death sentenced. Speaking again. My tone cold no warmth. Olivia Wen you truly make me nauseous. These words like sharp blade. Viciously stabbing Olivia Wen's heart. Yanking flesh out. She felt pain trembling all over. Even body somewhat unsustainable. She forced no slip-up expression. Raising small knife. Aiming at rope hanging Sophia Song slashing. Since you won't return to me. I absolutely won't allow you with this bitch. Go to hell with me. She sneered. Black hair loose hiding crazed face. Hand motion harder. Eyeing rope about cut. Next second back intense pain. I charged kicking her down. Force nearly breaking her ribs. Olivia Wen spat blood mouthful. Mouth hissing hoarse intake. Helplessly watching the man rescue Sophia Song down. They hugged tight. My face ecstatic reclaiming lost. Worlds apart from earlier cold disgust. Sinking Olivia Wen's heart to sea bottom. Downstairs police sirens echoed sky high. Police arriving scene deploying rescue. Seeing my calm confident face. She finally understood all struggles futile. This deep thinking man. Long laid inescapable net. Just to ensure wife's safety. Cost discarding her this moment. Olivia when all thoughts ashen. She blankly eyed gray sky. As if foreseeing her doomed future. Police charged rooftop. Guns raised making her hug head squat. She turned away. Seeing me holding Sophia Song. Warily backing steps. As if she fled or beast. Making her laugh. Those once unchanging affectionate eyes. Now only thorough hate and disgust. So meaningless Olivia when thought. She slowly crawled up. Under everyone's extreme shock eyes. Stood rooftop edge. Resolutely jumping. That glamorous beautiful face smashed mangled. Body supine ground extremely twisted. She throat convulsed few times. Gulping unwilling sounds. Then completely stopped breathing. Before death. She inwardly mumbled Gavin Hayes it hurts so. Why haven't you come hold me? Second year after Olivia Wen's death. When corporation disintegrated. The once glorious commerce giant. Fully sunk in time's flow. Buried in lonely grave beside Mr. Wen. Overgrown weeds above. Besides Mr. Hayes yearly visiting her. No one remembered this once endlessly glamorous Wen heiress. Conversely I. Commanded business circle a city. After this kidnapping. Song parents fully trusted me. Handing Song Corporation management to me. Fully supporting me. I didn't disappoint expectations. Step by step building own business empire. In few short years self-worth multiplied. Just 30s. Top 10 international billionaire list. In leisure I with Sophia Song traveled everywhere. Hand in hand with her. Admiring homeland's splendid landscapes. With her viewing North Snow. Sitting Suzhou Gardens watching rain sipping tea. Embracing tide and sea breeze. Sophia Song ultimately chose work at Qingbei University Research Institute. With PhD. Staying city as university lecturer. Her classes lectured wonderfully classic citations. Class harmonious atmosphere. Always full seats. Whenever free ID pick her after class. Talented handsome couple. Looks matching. Thus called by many most model couple. Envying others today routinely picking her after class. This lesson on love theme. Many students debated lively class. Arguing flushed. Sophia Song just quietly aside. Face gentle smile. Neither rebutting nor agreeing. She always so. Respecting each's feelings and statements. Then sharp-eyed student. Spotted me back classroom. He winked at Teacher Song playfully. Teacher Song. Heard you and husband always great. Any secrets maintaining love? Sophia Song slightly stunned. Catching my smiling eyes. Said mutual love overcomes myriad hardships, love conquers all difficulties. My heart stirred. Naturally taking her bag. 10 fingers tight walking home. Home.